would like to talk about vacationing at Walt Disney World and not spending a fortune. Of course, there's the traditional Walt Disney World vacation, where you stay at a Walt Disney World resort and you go to a park every single day and then you go home and you're exhausted. This is a really expensive way to vacation because Disney rooms can be really expensive. It can be really expensive to go to the park every single day. A lot of people will add a park hopper, which is not necessary, and sometimes you spend so much time in the parks you don't get to experience your own resort that you're spending so much money to stay in. I've outlined several Disney World vacations that might help you save some money, and it might also be a different way to experience Disney World or even Central Florida. My first option is a resort hopping vacation. I think this is a great way to get to experience more of Walt Disney World and experience more of Disney theming without spending a fortune on park tickets or waiting all day in a line for one ride. One of the benefits to resort hopping is you don't have to pay for park tickets at all. You can stay on Disney property or not. There's a lot of Disney you can experience without going into the parks at all. There are character breakfasts, there are Dole Whips at the Polynesian Resort, and you don't even have to go into the park for one. If you choose to do a resort hopping vacation, I think it's really fun to do it around the holidays. A vacation between Thanksgiving and Christmas will be less money than a vacation over either one of those holidays. So that's something to keep in mind if you're worried about saving money. If you do choose to resort hop during the holiday season to see all of the Christmas decorations, it might be fun to purchase tickets for the Very Merry Christmas party that takes place in Magic Kingdom. And this will act as your park admission, so you don't have to buy a park ticket for that day. Something else you can experience in the resorts without having to go into the parks is you can meet some characters at a character breakfast, and a lot of these are less crowded, and sometimes the food might even be a little bit better than in the park. You might also feel a little bit less rushed because the cast members aren't going to be pushing to turn the tables over, so you might have a little more time to enjoy your meal and meet some more characters. A lot of people don't know that the Disney transportation is free for anyone, even people who do not have park admission. So if you are staying at the Pop Century Resort, you can use the Skyliner for free and you don't have to have park admission for that. Even if you're not staying on Disney property and you're not going to the parks, Disney transportation is free. So if you decide you want to go to Disney Springs and have a meal and then you want to maybe take a bus to the Pop Century Resort and ride the Skyliner at nighttime and maybe catch some fireworks from the sky, that could be really fun, and that's absolutely an option for you. The monorail works the same way. Another way to save money on your vacation is to split your vacation between Walt Disney World and another theme park. You might decide to spend a day at a Universal Studios park or at SeaWorld, or you might take a day to go to Tampa to experience Busch Gardens. There are lots of dinner theater shows in Orlando. Medieval Times is the most popular one. I love that one so much. Al Capone's is a really fun speakeasy theme dinner party, which is really fun for kids. It's a buffet. There are also pirate dinner shows and mystery dinner shows. Orlando is also a destination for golf. You might choose to do some mini golf. There are lots of premium outlets so you could do some shopping. Everybody knows that Orlando is hot and humid in the summer, so why not take your vacation to experience the water parks? There's Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach at Walt Disney World. Universal has Volcano Bay. There's also the brand new Island H2O Live near Disney World, and Aquatica Orlando is closer to Universal Studios. But maybe you'll have fun on a vacation experiencing just the water parks. If you are intent and set on experiencing Walt Disney World and all of the parks, maybe just choose to do one park per day and focus your attention that way, because there's so much to do in each park. If you only do one park per day, you will save money on the Park Hopper Pass. Granted, it's not much, but it's some. And if you choose to skip the park 1 or 2 days and experience some resort hopping or Disney Springs, that could save you money on your park fare. Orlando is a big place and there's a lot to experience there. It's not just Disney in the parks either. You can experience Disney at the Disney World resorts and at Disney Springs. You can save a lot of money by making your own breakfast and lunch. What I like to do is make and eat breakfast before we leave the room in the morning. We'll also make like sandwiches for lunch and take them with us to the parks, and then we can eat them whenever we're hungry. This saves us a lot of money on lunch in the parks, and then we don't have to wait for a table either. A lot of people, me included, get really distracted by the Disney souvenirs. I am a sucker for a good Disney shirt, and what really helps me is when I set a strict budget and I stick to it. Another way to save money that most people don't think about is taking your essentials into the park with you. Get a cheap poncho off of Amazon or at Walmart before you go to the park. It doesn't take up much room, but it will save you a bunch of money when you get into the park and the rain starts, because the truth is that it rains in Orlando nearly every day in the summer. Other essentials that I like to take with me into the parks are like rain gear, poncho, umbrella, snacks. I really don't like spending more money than is necessary on food, and so I really like to take my own snacks with me into the parks, and this is a great trick to keep with a diet. Sunscreen is another essential that I make sure to take into the park with me. Bottled water is really expensive in the parks, so I always take a reusable water bottle with me. Disney is installing water bottle filling stations and in all the parks now, and so it's really easy to refill a water bottle now, and it's much cheaper than buying water in the parks. I recently posted a video talking about how I save money on Disney gift cards with a Target Red card, and I'll link that video down below. Basically, when you buy Disney gift cards with a Target Red card, you save 5% on the Disney gift card. And that's a great way to save 5% on your Disney vacation. If you have experienced a cancellation forced by Disney, you might be entitled to a free dining plan when you rebook. This is a great benefit, and it will save you money on your vacation when you finally get to go. But keep in mind that you are financially responsible for tips and add-ons to any meals. If you have experienced a Disney Cruise Line cancellation, you might be entitled to a discount on a future cruise. This is a perfect opportunity to book a more expensive itinerary. For example, the Alaskan itineraries in the summer might have cost a little too much before, but you might be able to consider them now. If you have an extended family or friends that you might want to travel with in the future, maybe consider renting DVC points and staying in a larger room. This way you can share the room and the cost with another family, and it might save you money. You might also have more room, or you might be closer to one of the parks, and you might have My suggestion would be to defer any vacation until you can have the vacation you want to have. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I will do my best to answer them. Leave them in the comments down below and I will get to them. You'll see me really soon.